If you've been around in the gaming industry for a while, specifically the VR industry, you might have remembered a little game called Stride, and it was popularly known as the Mirror's Edge of VR, and most of that is correct. It was a fun platforming game that had quite a few modes. It was a very, very fun game to a lot of people. It was actually really good for its time, but then VR took a turn and got a lot more advanced for the first game. It was still good, and it actually ran for a pretty long while. Heck, there's still even people playing it to this day. The last major update that they added to the game, to my knowledge, was adding multiplayer. Then, not too long ago, a game called Stride Fates was announced. I didn't find out the day that it was announced, but I found out through X or Twitter, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm not calling it X. What is wrong with unless it's spelled for my name? But anyways, when I first watched the trailer, I was very amused because around that time I really got into Bone Lab, and seeing a physics-based game that actually revolved around a story and platforming specifically looked really, really fun. It was maybe one of the best games I thought was going to come out that year. And then I saw a Wolf in VR play it, and it was a fun thing to watch, but it honestly looked quite different from the trailer. Now, I know that was probably taken on a PC, and then on the day that it released, I bought it first day because it looked really freaking fun. And I played it a lot. It was really, really good, but there was a lot of bugs. One of the main bugs that I kept having was that whenever I would grapple onto one of those drones, it would decide to fling me into the nearest building, and I would die. And I would have to completely reset my game until then, which wasn't fun. But afterwards, they did do some updates. They added a mixed reality mode, and that was pretty fun. But you can usually only use it when, you have a big play space, and I don't really have a big play space. But I try to find, some videos. I was like, oh yeah, Wolf in VR, I'll just go watch their new videos. And it's weird, because there was only one video that they made for it. And it was that beta video that they made. And the weird thing about it is that, for a long while, I did not see one video about that game. And it confused me. And then, everything that I thought of about the game might have been the same reason why people were disappointed in it. My theory is that everyone compared this game because it said that it had a new physics engine. And what is the first game that you think of that is specifically a VR game and a physics engine? Bone Lab. That was the issue. People were basing this game off Bone Lab, one of the best AAA VR games ever made known to man. And you know what? That's good. They're comparing that game to it. You would probably think, oh yeah, that's great that they're on the same level. But not a lot of people worked on Stride Fates. Stress Level Zero has an entire team, has an entire music artist, has an entire story writer. I think there's a quite lot less people that's working on Stride, and I think that since people were basing this off of that game, that it got a bad rap because everyone was expecting this giant story game that had a really good physics engine, but it just wasn't like Bone Lab. At some times, it did feel like a Bone Lab game, or like a Bone Lab mod, but it was its own game, and I think that people were expecting more of a Bone Lab way of play. And, okay, I have a little challenge for you. Pause this video, scroll down on your phone or on your computer, and search up Stride Fates. Yeah, you'll probably see a lot of videos, but I want to know how much videos are made by YouTubers that you actually know, that are specifically VR YouTubers. I want you to tell me in the comments, because I for the life of me, cannot find one video by a VR YouTuber that I have watched that have made that video, that has made a series of that. Heck, the freaking video in the background right now that you're seeing wasn't even made by me. I got it from some dude. His name is I'll put it on the screen because I forgot it. But yeah, you should definitely go subscribe to him. He actually beat the entire game without dying. It was insane. I would tell you right now, if you ever get this game, if you already have this game and you're going to write a review about it, do not think that this was supposed to be it was supposed to be the runner-up of a Bone Lab game. Because it is its own independent game, and it was a great game. The game is great, and I would actually say that, some aspects are really, really good about it. The shooting is pretty good. The parkouring is the best part, obviously. That's what Stride was all about. There was some issues. The main thing that I saw a lot of people dislike, even it was still in Stride, the reloading in that game was never really good. It still isn't. I played that game a few days ago. The difference between Stride and Stride Fades is that Stride Fades is story-driven, and Stride was just a platformer. There is a huge difference between story and platforming. Story is what a lot of players like story games. I like Dragon Age. I like their story. It's just that I have ADD and I can't stand waiting 40 minutes for someone to finish. Flip up. I still like the game. It's very repetitive. And I think that is what a lot of other people had an issue with as well. It's a fun game. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. You guys should definitely go play it. If it's on sale, I would advise you to buy it. It's a really good game. I am not at all giving this game a bad rap. I was just trying here to give you a reason. But this game's really good. Thank you all for watching this video. Please, if you like any of my videos, this isn't at all like any of my other videos, but if you like this kind of content, make sure to like. And if you really like this kind of content, give me a subscribe, and I'll make more videos like this. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next one.